everyone, this is JoJo with JoJo Crosses, and I am making a video about filling in small spaces on your island and things that you can do to fill in little areas that generally would be a little more difficult to kind of make look a little more full and fit in with your island. And so I thought I would give you 50 small build ideas. And so the first one I would like to do, I've got this little entrance here. It comes in from my island and I want to fill in this little space here. So I thought it would be really cute to put like kind of a little seating area here, sort of in a natural setting and something like that. And then behind this, I was going to put in this little greenhouse box. I thought that would look really cute as a backdrop, and I'm going to shift it just a tiny bit to the left. So we're going to throw the barrel in here. I'm going to move it down just a little bit and over, so it's kind of near the greenhouse here, and I always think that looks super cute, so I thought I would put that up there. Okay, then I want to see if I can get my bench in. Let's put it in here. Okay, so it's a nice little reading spot for someone. And then I just had a cruiser bike and a little hand cart. And then over here, I would like to put the cruiser bike. And so I'm going to put that just on the side. And so I thought that looked really cute. It was a nice little area. When you walk in, it kind of says, hey, this is a little relaxed area. You can sit, read your book. Things like that. And if you wanted to put like a little flower in here or something like that, this is the opportunity right here where you just have this like one little space. That would be really cute to add a little flower in there. So anyway, this is build number 1 out of 50. Let's go to the next one. Yeah, that looks cute. All right, so that's a cute little entrance way there. So I thought that would be kind of cute just to have like a little wishing well area. So that's build number 2 for just this little small area. So this is my little froggy area. Actually, he kind of looks cute on the ground there anyways, but I just thought if you wanted him sitting upright, you could probably put it on a Zen cushion right there too. But anyways, this is a cute little area. Let me walk away so we can see what it looks like by itself. Yeah, that's super cute. So that's one other area, one other idea that you could do for this little entrance, just to look like there's a little picnic area going on. Maybe you have a froggy themed area or something like that. So I think that's really cute. All right, on to the next one. But I think that looks really cute. Just very simple. The vine adds a little height, and let me show you what it would look like with the vine out of it, and instead you could put the windmill up there. All right, and then we can just turn that, and so there you would have a little windmill instead. I think that's cute too. And if you had a little more space, you know, I think you could probably add a barrel in here. Let me try that. Hold on just a second. So if we put a little barrel in there, if you just wanted to add a little more like something, and even like a little potted starter plants or something on top of that, just to kind of look like, you know, it's what we're doing over here. So yeah, I think that looks really cute. Okay, number 5, it kind of comes in for the, you know, the Halloween time. So this one's a little more harvesty. I didn't have the pumpkins facing out so that you could use it for like just a Thanksgiving or harvest type island, maybe a farm. And then this one I did with all the little pumpkins facing out because I thought they were really cute. Kind of stands on its own, you know, and makes the centerpiece kind of say, hey, you are walking into a little Halloween island. So I thought that was really cute. Hopefully you agree with that. And let's go on to the next build and see what else we can come up with for this little space. On this one, I decided to do like a little park clock and a bench and just a little more of the city vibe. I thought that was cute. So just a couple pieces here that make that look really cute. And then give you a little spot to sit and, you know, whatever, and ponder. And then I also changed it up here to give it like that transportation section here, and looks like you're getting ready, you're waiting for the bus, you know. Kind of a cute little section. You could put that in almost any corner on your island, especially if you have a little city core going on. Then I came over to one of my villagers' houses. We have this little wedge of area here. It's not very big, and I wanted to do something here, so I decided to build a cute little laundry area. Had this cute little code for this, looks like a dress that fell on the ground off of your laundry, and went ahead and put down a little stool and a bucket and a barrel and all that kind of stuff. Thought it looked really cute. It doesn't take that many items. You could make it smaller, you could make it bigger, but I just thought it turned out really adorable. And I always love a cute little laundry area. Okay, and then at this next house, I believe this is Ruby's house. Let's look. Yes, Ruby's house. I have another little wedge of, oh, there she is. Hello, Ruby. Anyway, I have this little wedge of area, so I thought it would be really cute to put in a little pig pen. So we have this cute little pig pen with a couple of pigs and a hand cart and a water bucket. I wanted to go ahead and put in a few planks and stuff to go to her front door, so I did that. And then I'm going to throw in a couple of bushes and stuff and pretty much call it a day. I'll probably add to it later on, but I thought that was kind of cute. So hopefully you guys liked that little piggy build too. It's really adorable. So in between Abel's and Nook's, I thought we had this little space here, and it would be really cute to go ahead and just plop in a sweet little like bike rental area. So I thought that would turn out pretty cute. Anyway, just a few of these cruiser bikes, which are really fun. A little wild log, a sign, and some of the dirt path from the game. And you got yourself a parking area. Okay, back to our entry. I also want to do this cute little teddy bear picnic. Let's throw the last bear down. And, you know, who doesn't like a cute little teddy bear picnic? You know, it's like you must have these. They're super cute. So anyways, just had to have that. I thought it was super cute. I don't think anybody would be like, no, not that. I think I'm going to keep this at my entrance because I think it's so cute. I just think it fits the island. This section is a little bit bigger. It is more of a long, narrow wedge of space, which sometimes can be kind of hard. Just a little chunk where it's like, what do I do here? So I took the flowers out, and then I'm going to go ahead and put down some pathing. And I thought I'm going to make one of my favorite things, as you guys may know, an apiary. When do I not have an apiary on my island? I don't know. You're going to see in the future part of this video, I'm going to show you a lot of apiaries because we're going to visit some of my older islands. And yeah, there's apiaries on like every single island, not going to lie. But I did like how this turned out. So I made a little tiny section on the right just to tie it in. And then the rest of it goes up in this direction here. So I thought it was really cute. And it definitely says, hey, it ties the little bear picnic in, you know, because bears, honey, all that jazz. All right, so the next one we're going to head over to is the museum. And I thought what I would do is kind of break it up into 3 different sections. Mind you, the front section's not going to be a big deal because I'm just putting a couple of things there. But I've got that right side and the left side here. Got my little golden stag sitting there because, you know, bragging rights. I actually caught like 4 or 5 of those recently because I also caught some on my Forever Island. But anyways, this is what I did on this side. I did a little fishing research area, put a little shark, well, a big shark, a blue marlin, the golden fishing tournament winning thing, and then I put in this gazebo and a bench to sit on, a little path. Did the same thing on this side. So this side is a little bug research area, which you could choose to do, you know, one or the other, which I think is super cute. And then we still have all this space back here, which I will make a little path that goes, you know, from one end to the other. The front here needs to be done now. And so I thought, I love these statues, and that is simply all I want to do at the entranceway. But I feel like it's a simple yet really elegant, cool way. So anyways, that's my suggestion. I'm gonna go ahead and put down some pathing here, flowers, fill in a couple of trees as you see, and that's pretty much it. My museum is done. So it's really not that big of a deal. And it's an easy way to tie the whole museum together, but breaking it up into sections, if you only had like a right or a left side of your museum, you could just choose to combine them and make a fish and bug area. And then the front, you know, you have this space no matter what, so you kind of have to find a space, something that fits in these spaces. The fossils and stuff work really great too if you want to put some of those out, but I think it's a nice, cool normcore type way of decorating the front of your museum, and I love it. Over to the next space, there's this narrow other right side from this other where the bridge is near my entrance in the airport, and it just goes over to a bridge. It's not really anywhere you can put anything substantial, but one thing that I absolutely adore is butterflies, and so I just made a little butterfly walk and put a bunch of butterflies, flowers, trees, and a path. And it is absolutely enough. You don't need a ton of stuff. I put some wheat field in there, but really just the models and the wheat field, if you can get your hands on both of those things. Treasure Islands really help with getting those, but you can get them naturally by just going and seeing Flick when he's there. You just have to catch your butterflies in the colors that you prefer and change them in. I've been doing that on my Forever Island, and I'm doing it the old-fashioned way, and it works out. But anyway, hopefully you enjoy my little butterfly walk. I'm going to keep this on my island too because I think it's absolutely adorable. Hi everyone, welcome back. We're now on my Murky Woods Island, which I know you're like, why are you over there? This isn't Evergreen. No, but we're going to show you some other builds that I thought were cute, small builds that you could use on any island, and you know, that are easy to do and you don't need that many parts. Well, hi Nan. Oh my gosh. How are you? Haven't seen you in a while. Actually, I just talked to her yesterday. But anyways, this one right here was one of them that I was thinking was cute. Basically, it's just your little mushroom table with a couple of pieces of food, a little tree, and then you can always put a little mush lamp and some wheat field on the side. But this would nestle into any little corner if you wanted to try to fill in a small space. So I thought this was a good little build if you wanted to look at that one. All right, and let's go look for another one I was thinking about. All right, and for those of you that are maybe doing a fall island and you don't have a lot of space for an orchard, this is a very small orchard that I built here. And the only items that I used in this were, what is there, four things. Basically this little mush log with the little acorn lamp on top. And then we had a ladder and a little scarecrow that I turned backwards because I didn't want his face out. And then I just threw in some bushes and flowers in there. And, you know, just about, how many? There's 6 apple trees in here. But you could do whichever one you want. I put a little path to go through the middle so that you can get from one side to the other. But I thought this was a cute small build orchard that would fill in a small space on your island and would be easy for you to do. So there's another idea for you. Okay, this next one I was going to show is my little cozy bonfire here. And basically it is just 3 chopped down trees, which is what these little logs are. And then the log stool right here. And then we have our little bonfire in the middle. Of course I use the wild log over here just to add some variation. We've got some flowers and wheat field around the outside. You also don't need to make it as big as I did, but you know, this one was for a specific build. I threw in a little mushroom parasol over here because my island has a lot of mushrooms and stuff and we're in the fall, but you could change that to include like one of the kids' tents over here for like a little camping area nearby, or you know, something like that. Maybe a little maybe another little decor item from the other theme that you might be doing. So you just have to kind of throw in some different things. Maybe a little vine, a giant vine would be cute in there, or a balboa tree, something like that if you want a real forested looking area. But anyway, this little bonfire I thought was a cute small build. Didn't take a lot of items. Most of them, honestly, you can do yourself with DIYs. So this is another little area that I thought was a good small build. Okay, this next one is one that could be on your little farm area. This is a little, I like to think of it as cabbage, you know, like this is the in-game mum cushion, but you can use it to look like you've made a cabbage farm. And I just did some diagonals with the mums in the middle as a, you know, little nod to the fact that it's a mum cushion farm, really. But honestly, they come in red, white, and yellow. I use the red ones over here because honestly I never had, and this island has red as one of its colors, red, white, and green. I did put some more over on this side if you want to do a different take on it. And this has one windmill and then a bunch of little mum cushions. I threw the pumpkins in because this is obviously a festive island, but you can take those out, put in a wheelbarrow, a couple of a shovel, maybe a little milk crate to sit on, some of those little planters or something, and you have yourself a whole little farm area for cabbage. So it's pretty cute. Since we're speaking of farms, I thought this was a nice little area as well. Thank you, Monarch Butterfly, for being a little stand-in here. I am using only the green and white pumpkins on this island, but I thought this was cute to just throw in some pumpkins, a little hand cart, a watering can, and you have yourself a mini pumpkin farm. And then on the other side, for another build idea, this would be good for an island like that's Halloween centered, or maybe, just pumpkin time, Thanksgiving time right before then, But anyway, this is a little carving station. You've probably seen these before at many other people's islands, but this one in particular I just built on this island. Threw down some of the spooky pumpkins, lanterns, and so forth. A couple of wooden stools for people to sit on to do their carving, a little cutting board, and a knife block on top there to show that yes, we are doing the carving. I found this pumpkin carving custom design on Pinterest, and it's in my design code mood board. Actually, it might be on just the last video, but whatever one has my pumpkin carving on it, that's what you would find this one in. The last little build I wanted to show you on this island was my little fishing hole area. This is for actually my duck Bill, who's in here, and he has a little fishing area here. So there's just a couple of the fishing pole holders, a cooler for your fish or maybe your snacks, some of the fish that you've caught today, and then I did the little director's chairs. And this is an in-game customization actually. So yeah, it's a leather one, which I thought was cool. I've never seen that before, and it went with this island. So hopefully you like this area. I thought it was really cute. We've got a couple ponds on either side and it works well with, but you could do this by turning them a different direction, putting them side by side here, and even just having half of this, and it would still be a really cute little fishing hole area. And thank you again, Monarch, for being here in the video. All right, let's go to our next idea. Okay, the next one I wanted to show you is our little wood cutting area here for Grizzly. So this would be really good for one of the bears like Grizzly or Teddy, Ike, Nate, any of those big bears that might be found out in the woods. I think it's a really cute little area for them. So basically this is a little thing that was on Crispy did it on her channel, and so did Loomy Moons, and they showed this, and I can't remember who invented this idea, if it was Loomy or if it was someone that Loomy found, but one of them I saw it from, but I know both of them did videos on it. So anyway, you just plant some trees and then chop them down. And then next to them, you put down these wild logs and it makes them look like they've fallen. They're fallen trees. And then you put a couple of log stools here with your chainsaw and axe and a few stacks of wood. And there you have your little cutting area. And then just kind of fill it in with some pathing, maybe a couple of bushes and flowers and stuff. And it's really cute. You can make it as small or as big as you want if you just want to do 2 trees fallen with a couple of these things. Or you can do what I did and have like, I don't know, 3 or 4 of them down over here. So I think it definitely gets the idea across of what's going on, and it's really cute. The next one that I wanted to show you is just a fake building that I made. And this one is, there's a bench and some wood stacked out here. Couple of storefronts, looks like I used 4 total, and then one of the gazebos. And you can walk through the building to the other side. It didn't take up a lot of space. I would say, you know, it's maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 across. So 7 spaces across, and then backwards it looks like it's probably 5 or 6 back. So not very big, just maybe about the size of the museum building or something like that. And yeah, I thought it was cute. It adds like a little structure building that you wouldn't expect. And you could probably put it in the middle of the woods or in a little corner where you just need some filler, something like that. You can also make it smaller if you want, and put just like 3 or 4 of these buildings together without the gazebo. Like if you were just to put one more of these buildings this direction here, you would have a small little shack instead, and just put the little bench and the wood stack in front of it, and it would be perfect. So anyway, that's just another idea that I wanted to show you. All right, well, hello again. We are now on Cozy Cove, my forever island. And have you ever wondered, what do I do with an area like this on my beach? What do I do? Well, how about a little volleyball court? With just a few little items like this, you could have yourself a cute little volleyball court. Little basket of balls, put a little rubbed off area on the ground, a bench, and a little radio with some music, a volleyball, and the net. Not that much. What is it? 3, 4, 5 items is all you need for this build. You can scatter about some weeds or flowers just to make it look a little grown in or whatever. But yeah, it's a cute little thing you can frame it out with some palm trees. You could put some extra seating on the other side if you wanted to make it bigger. But yeah, this is one little build that would be cute for your beaches. Okay, and I don't know about you guys, but the gyroids are absolutely adorable, and I thought they deserved a little centerpiece as well. So I have this little gyroid choir that I created. If you use the wooden table like this, it's kind of big on top, and it has the log benches all around it, you actually can get quite a few of your little choir in here. And yeah, so what did we end up with? 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 gyroids. And so I tried to use a variety of them, so each one has a different sound. You put a little music box here with some music by it, and there you have a cute little gyroid choir. I think it's super cute. All right, this is another idea. If you use treasure islands or whatnot, these are very expensive, so sometimes you need to go get them. But these little yachts and, you know, just a little scale and maybe a model of, you know, Big Bruce the shark, some stuff in the background there. Cute little area for your beaches just to show your boats are docked and they're getting worked on or whatnot. And yeah, I just thought that was cute to fill the space in on this area of the beach as well. If you're looking for a little spa day, a little, you know, retreat on the beach with some calming water and bamboo items and things like that, I think this is a really cute spot. We just put a little pine tree behind, a couple of monstera plants. We have our cute little bamboo doll sitting here for entertainment purposes, and our game, which is a Chinese game that you know, people can play. And then we've got a little shell fountain there and some grass standees, and then of course the bath in the middle. But super cute and just nice little space filler. Makes you want to go there and get in spa. All right, you may not be able to see this as well as you could, you know, normally, but even just the smallest spaces where you just need to fill an area in, throw a bench in, a couple little hedges. Since you can't have bushes on the beach, hedges work nicely to add some greenery. And then a little bike up against the palm tree, and you have like a little area here. I think what makes it is putting the design code underneath the things. And maybe a little walkway path to kind of lead you off into the distance, like you don't know what you're going to get to. But yeah, that's another thing I thought was really cute. Another area that I love on this island is my little seafood restaurant. I took some of the animals that are kind of interesting to look at inside their cages. So we have this little crab. We've got the snapper, who tends to just kind of sit there and look at you. We've got the spiny lobster, and I think this is the other crab. I can't remember. King crab, maybe. Anyways, they're kind of cool because they stand outside their box and they kind of look around at you. So I put a couple of storefronts behind it. This customization is an in-game customization on the stalls. And then we have a little bucket with some canned items there. I mean a barrel, and then a little menu area. And then I put a couple of seats out here and some seafood dishes. And I also had another model of one of the killer whale sharks. The great white shark. I, by the way, made those with my own two hands by catching them and then waiting for CJ to do them. So they were done by me. All right, the other thing was this little album stand. You actually don't even need this or this. You can just put this little stand all by itself with a little cash register, a couple of albums in front, and the record boxes. You can put music on the side, which that is also an in-game customization. I put a couple of headsets down and some items to play music and things to set those on, but that was it. So we're just playing some of our music over here, but it's a cute little like shop you could put down somewhere that's small and not too much in the way. Okay, the next one I have down here, who doesn't love a cute little florist area here? You don't have to do this arch. This is just part of my walkway, but honestly, just this cute little stall. I customized it with a one that I found off of Pinterest that I've been using on this island. I put the stacked bags, quite a few different flowers displayed out front, and the display case is sideways. I did put some flowers on top of that to give this a little more girth. If you want to, I put a storefront behind that, and I also put the gazebo behind that, so it looks like it's a big structure. But you could also take the storefront out and just have the gazebo behind it. It would be looking a little more open, but I kind of liked that because it solidified the back of it just a little bit more. So that was another idea for a small build you could put on your island. I did want to show you another one, which is my rock garden. I know that a lot of people do the rock gardens more like in a uniform pattern, but I thought this was cool. Like if you don't want to have to try to get them to all conform to one particular circle or shape, once you get most of your island complete and you just have a few spots left on the island, this is a really great way to get your rocks to move into one spot, and you can just make little paths around them, and it kind of creates its own little cool area. And then I just filled in with flowers, bushes, trees, you know, that kind of thing. So anyway, I just thought this was a cute little sort of a build, if you will, on your own. Here's another small build that you can do in a small area where you don't really need that many items. It's just like literally 3 items and then some bushes and flowers. So just the wishing well, the simple well, one bug model, which I use the blue butterfly model, and then some fencing. And then just throw some flowers and bushes in this area, and you filled in kind of an awkward area that needed something, but you know, you weren't able to put a ton of stuff on there. So that's another thing that you can do. Okay, and the other one that I was going to show is just this little corner right here. I just had this little corner of space that was empty and didn't have anything in it. So what I did was just put a couple of bushes on either side of it. I put a barrel, a hay bale, you know, the little in-game tin can succulent plant thing, and a bunny, you know, and that's it. Some flowers around and a little pathway that just kind of leads around this yard. I mean, it was a big build over here. This is my big nursery, you know, plant area for this villager, but this little corner right here, this is what I'm talking about, little small builds, you know. So sometimes you just need filler, you just need a corner filled, and these look really cute. So I thought this was a good one as well. I know we've already done an apiary and I've shown you that before. I just wanted to show you another version that I did. This is at the top of one of my hills. I didn't know what to put up here. You weren't really going to see it too much, but I thought this was cute just to put a couple of the beehives and a little bear in the middle, some trees and flowers, calling it a day. So, and of course, flexing my white 5-star island of flowers back here as well. I went ahead and put down a little wasp nest, and you know, there's a honey pot down below, a little butterfly, but whatever you want to add in for a twist is cute. Usually I put a honey pot up there, but I left it down here for them to be like buying some honey. But anyways, yeah, that was another build that I thought was cool. And then back here we just needed some filler, and so I thought it was really cute to put in these wind, what are they called? Wind, I almost have it. Anyways, it's not a windmill, but regardless, they're those. And then put some fencing, put, you know, some trees, bushes, flowers. You can kind of fence it off, but still have it showing as, you know, some decor. So that's a nice little filler area for just a little cliff or a back area that you don't really want anyone to get to, but just want to have it look full and pretty. This is another hilltopper one that I did where I just put the little glowing moss pond, and then we have some flowers, some trees, called it a day. But it's a nice little waterfall. The waterfall itself is actually a filler on its own because it just kind of, you make it appear and it's really pretty. Add some vines to it, add a little filler on top, and it's a really nice little area to fill in some empty space that you maybe don't know what to do with but want it to look natural and pretty. All right, just for this next one, I'm gonna start taking you through some of my older islands. This is my very first island. So it's called Huna Huna, and it is set in winter when I saved the dream address. This is before I kind of really realized, like, I don't know how to do everything. So anyways, bear with me. Some of this island looks really empty and undone, and then the rest, you know, a lot of it looks really cool and cute, but it had myself and my son on here, so it's a little sentimental. These were all my, they were not starters. These are just who I ended up with on the island, and yeah, so, and I thought I had not had Raymond in the beginning, but I guess I did. I don't remember getting him at all. So anyways, let's go see what's entailed on this island. The first thing I was going to actually show you was my cute little teddy bear picnic over here. I know I already showed you a teddy bear picnic, but I thought this was really cute for a peninsula build. Obviously, you know, this is beginning game. There's not a whole lot of items from the 2.0 version. So you're going to see mostly just normal stuff on this island. And all my flowers had gone crazy on this island and I didn't take care of them. But that was one other idea. I also had this little rainbow garden. I was very proud of these flowers. They were all bred by myself, and including apparently the blue rose. You guys, I didn't even think I had done a blue rose. I'm over here on my Forever Island thinking I had never done a blue rose. Look at me go. Look at me go. This is original. This is before Treasure Islands, y'all. Everything here was by me. So anyways, moving on. Let's go to the next thing. This is another idea on my Huna Huna that I did when I was first getting going. This is my little cemetery for all of my little villagers that had come and gone from my island. So you can see all the ones that had come through and had been a part of my island at one point or another. And it's also a really good little filler for empty spaces if you need something for your island and want somewhere to put all your pictures as well for your villagers. So it's really kind of a cute yet morbid idea. It would work really nicely on a Halloween island too. So anyway, just wanted to show you that one. This was another beach build that I did with one of the baths. I had put down a hyacinth lamp, a butterfly, the wedding flowers, a shell item, and stuff like that. So the designs on the ground, you know, I just think those always kind of make the build. So I thought that was really cute. All right, this was another thing that I had done. This is just one of those little old-fashioned plant stands. I thought they were cute at the time, and that's how I kind of used up the plants on my island. So I had a bunch of plants, a couple of stalls together, and created this little plant area. So you can obviously, the bug one, I don't know why the bug cage is here though. That's the only thing. That could probably go because it doesn't really embrace the whole planting situation. But there's little Jojo back then. Here's little Jojo. Ah, nice. All right, let me go to the next one. This was a very simple yet cute laundry area that I built on my Huna Huna. So a little wood bucket and a wicker trash can, a rocking chair, this little wash basin, and of course the little hanger for the clothes. And again, just keep in mind all these things had to either have come into my hands naturally or I bought them from Nooks, you know, at some point or another, because I didn't know about Treasure Islands yet on this island. So anyway, okay, going to the next thing. All right, if you ever don't know what to do with your little rock area, this used to be my favorite thing to do over here, was to put a little camping area on the rocks, a little laundry in the back, a couple of star items, a bunch of little campers around. Super cute. You know, obviously some of the things made their way onto this island because I did have this island well past 2.0, I believe, and I remodeled this island a few times. So but this was the final thing that I did here. So all right, if you need ideas for your little dock, I had a small one on this island. I just put all my fishing things that I won out here and made it look like a typical little fishing dock area like you would expect to find kind of in the real world. So anyway, I thought it was cute and turned out really well. And this was the way we used to make our little ice cream shops out on the beach as well. So you had the different choices of ice cream and the ice cream cones and little seating area, a little dessert menu. Super cute. Always like that I used up everything. This is definitely bringing back the vibes of my Normcore days. Okay, this is my island of Willow Rock. My island's map is this. And this was my all squirrel island. So I had every squirrel filled in on this one, which I have no memory of this island, to be entirely honest with you guys. So this is the first time I've seen it in a long time. But this is my little area up front. I thought this was a nice example of a small build you could do in the very entranceway, where I don't know why I didn't put anything on top of the bucket or that, but anyway, you could add something to that to make it a little more attractive. And then I did a double diagonal bridge. Look at me go. All right, with a little fake land bridge to go across. So kind of interesting. Anyway, let me go to the next thing. This is one area that I did that I was proud of, that you know, you have these long stretches of narrow beach that you don't really know what to do with. And so I ended up making a little farm growing out on it, because I think this is the first time I figured out you could grow the vegetables out here. So I ended up just planting, like making this little pathway through, and then planting all my little vegetables all along the way, and putting some different items along, and just calling it a day. So I thought this was really cute, and I like how this turned out. So hopefully this is just a cute example for you as to how to use that narrow space down there on your beach. So let me go to the next area. I'm not counting this as an extra build, but I just thought I would show you. Look at me. I have apiaries on every single island of mine. Here's another one that I did as well. So I'm just cracking myself up at how much this is a thing on my islands. So anyways, and this was my big old honey area where I sold my honey. But anyways, just thought I would show you this. It's not a small build. It is a really big build actually, but you could definitely condense it down, and I just thought it was something to look at, and it was really cute how it turned out. So I was actually really proud of this build on this island. This little area is just nestled next to a little river area. We've got a garden rock, a couple of ducks, and a couple of benches. I put a little mush parasol over here, but yeah, a nice little spot just to sit, relax, look at the water. Nothing really special, honestly, just some flowers, a little tree there. But besides that, it's just a little area to hang out in and check it out. So anyway, on to the next thing. All right, this is cracking me up because I recently said, Kaylee, I don't know how you did all that patterning on top of the game patterning and all that stuff. And she was like showing me, look what I did on my own island. Apparently I had already figured that out before and just forgot all about it. So anyway, I just thought that was cracking me up. I thought I would show it. Also, if you ever have a span of space that you just don't know what to do with, but you need to get over to another area, a really nice little build is a bridge walkway to just go across. And this one's very simple. I didn't do a lot of things on the bridge. I just really made it kind of, you know, simple, went across, good to go. But I really like it, like how it turned out. I thought it was really cute. Okay, I just wanted to show you another example of a pig pen that I made. It was this one right here. I can't even get into it. I made it where you can't get in. But there's little piggies in there with a little oinker gyroid, which I thought was really cute. I already showed you one, so I just thought I'd show you another one. This is what I was telling you about, making a little just shed in the middle of nowhere. I thought this is really cute. So just a couple of storefronts together with a shed, and then this little flower cart and a bike, you know, and it came together really cute there. And then also I have this little outdoor kitchen that I made over here, which I thought was really cute. Very country, very cottagecore, where we just have some pancakes. Everybody's going to come eat in the morning, and it's just really cute. So I just thought that was adorable. And then the other thing I was going to show you is I have this little gyroid. It's like a gyroid walkthrough. And it's this one here. So basically you come down here and you walk down this path and you come across just gyroid after gyroid after gyroid. And that's what this whole walkway is. There were a lot of gyroids on this one. So anyways, just thought I would show you that too. I thought this was a cute small build to put over here. Just a couple of the party lights. the little cafe bistro table and a couple of chairs, and you have a nice little seating area with some decking underneath it. So I just put that alongside of a walkway here. All right, y'all, we are on my Azul Isle, which was a blue and white island. It wasn't a color challenge, it was just a blue and white island that I did. And this one is a build that I thought was really fun. I used the Stardew chickens and I put them on the little sail things. And then I had the sky eggs as their little eggs in between. And then I made them a little, chicken coop in the back there. And we have a little windmill. So I thought this was a cute little filler for a small space if you had a little farm and wanted to make a little chicken coop. This is one of my little favorite spots in here. Sticking with the birds, I also did this little bird area here where I used those same little sale items and I downloaded these cute little pictures of birds and the little bird houses. And I just put a little area here where the little birds were chirping along and hanging out. So I thought they were super cute. Yeah, again with the apiary. Just thought I would show you. It was on this island too. We made another one. Okay, this build looks big, but you could make it as big or as small as you want by just putting like this little cushion, some candles all around, and the flowers. You could make yourself a little, just kind of a little violin area. You could do it with just the harp over there, just a couple of these little things on the side or whatever. But yeah, this was a really big area that I just threw a bunch of candles in there and tried to make it kind of this little romantic music area. So anyways, but like I said, you could also use it in a very small area and it would still look really cute and super romantic. All right, this here is just a combination of a couple of areas you could put together to make one big one or make a couple of small ones. If you wanted to make like a little clay area with pots and stuff, there's this little oven, a seat, a table, all these little things. So this little section right here could be its own. I put this little wash basin back here and, a couple of building fillers just to make it look a little bigger. And then over here we have this cute little table where you can sculpt your clay and make little clay items. We've got a couple of sculptures in the back over here and stuff like that. Also over here, just things that have been sculpted in this villager's yard. So anyways, I just had made like a really big clay area for this little artist and I thought it was cute, so I wanted to show you guys. But like I said, this area here could be a small one, or this area here could be its own little small one too. All right, again, not counting this as another one because we've already showed the teddy bear picnics, but it is a popular fan favorite. I thought I would show you this one that I did over here too. I thought it was really cute, so I just wanted to show you this one. All right, and if you guys have a little field where you need to fill in some areas, maybe by a little barn or something you've built, this is a really good area for that. So we've got a bunch of these little cow umbrellas, which I had downloaded the code for. I think April just remade these for her own island that she did. And it's funny that I found these on my own island from like the 2021 days, I believe. But anyways, these little guys are so cute. You can put as many or as few or as many as you want. But I just had these down as like my little filler area over in this field. And then I also put in these little sheep. They're hats, but are they not the cutest thing? We had a lot of cute little animals on this island. So we had little sheeps out here on this little peninsula. And I just thought they were adorable. So I wanted to show you what I did with that. So anyway, we'll go to the next island. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, this was my island of Petal, and this was an entryway again that I thought was a nice small little entry. Had a really big little picnic area though right here, but again with the picnics. And then we had this is also a separate little area that I thought could be its own small build. So just a little, you know, book little area, the cart, a little wooden bucket, some flowers, some decoration on the floor. And I think that's a really cute small area. Just you could put in any little nook and it looks really cute on an island. And then this on its own is a separate build and it's also very cute. And you know, just has a little whimsy in there. Looks like someone was here, ran down and got in the water here at the beach. So I thought that was really cute. Another small build that you could just throw out onto your beach is just like this little ruined area. I thought that was really a cool way to do it, where you just threw these out here and kind of made it look a little bit abandoned and weird, you know? And yeah, so I thought that was kind of cool. All right, and then we had this little area here that was in the middle of our little gyroid walk in this island, and I thought it was really cute. Little cake, little cookies, a couple of mum cushions to sit on, had some decor on the ground, kind of just made it kind of cute. And so I thought this was a nice little small build that you could put somewhere as well. Yeah, I'm not making it up, y'all. Here's this island's apiary as well. Oh, it's just cracking me up how many of these I have. Anyway, probably not, shouldn't even be part of this video, but I just had to show you guys again JoJo and her apiary. This was a space that I made for anybody who likes to go to the library or writers or whatever. It's just a little outdoor space, but I thought it was cute. There's all these little drawers you can, you know, I'm envisioning them like little library drawers. I decided to use that instead of like fake ones. And then there's papers everywhere. We've got our music playing. Someone has been writing and doesn't like what they were doing. So anyway, I just thought this was a cute little space filler if you guys were looking for a little writing space or somewhere to read books and so forth. All right, this little area on the beach, I absolutely love it. It's just a tent and some cushions and things out here that make it look really cutesy. I'm pretty sure this was inspired by someone on Pinterest. I just don't know who it was. But if you're the one that did this, it was really beautiful. And I just wanted to show it as a small space filler that you could get inspiration from as well. So anyway, just wanted to show you this because it's really pretty. I don't think I copied it exact, but it's pretty darn close actually. This was another little area I thought was really cute. This is our art class out on the beach. Everybody's painting the flower painting, and you know, we've got some paints and some bottles because at least in my area they call it wine and art, or painting and wine or something like that, wine and paint. And it reminded me of that. So I put some little bottles here in case you wanted to, you know, have a beverage. So anyways, but I thought that was cute to just have that out there on the little beach area. This was another little area that I created over here by Nooks, and it's just a little bike parking area for the twins. And then there's another bike parked over there. Probably one of the Able sisters or something had come on over with that. And then this little market area, you know, we've got a couple little things down below in our little market there, and it carries on up here at the top. So I just thought that was really cute to have this down here. Look at my little girl staring at me from down there. Hello. Anyways, just wanted to show you this little small build with two little areas that you could build things or put things as well. Okay, everyone, this is my island of Honey Pot. This is the little, when you walk out of your airport right here, this is the centerpiece of my island. It's a small area. This is what I chose to decorate it with. I thought it was really cute. Hello, beehive. I mean, you know, we couldn't go without that. Anyway, I don't recall using these sunflowers. I remember talking about them in a video just recently actually on mood boards, so it's hilarious that it's on here. And I also didn't remember that I used this path, and I'm using it again on evergreen. I love it. I mean, that's all I can say, right? Okay, but anyways, I wanted to show you these little small sections. So this right here, just a simple mush parasol, some planking, a bike, a tree, and a bird bird cage there. That's all you need, you know? It's super cute. This is a very cute little space filler. And then same with on this side, if you want to go the mushy route, you know, we got a couple of mushy items, a mushy lamp, mushy parasol thingamabopper from the Mario, but super cute. So just so you know, like just the small things, you can fill in like a little 2x6 area, 3x6 area, you know, and it's not that bad. So let's go on to our next spot. All right, I wanted to show this little area. If you have a little kitchen, if you have a little camping area, this little kitchen cook area is really cute. You can take out a few items if you don't want it as big as it is, but I really think it's a cute little small build for your camping area, and it really sets the mood for the fact that we've, you know, got our little, we're going to cook, and we're going to cook a lot of fun food for our camping. So anyway, I just thought that was another example to show you. This right here is another thing I wanted to show you. It's simply just a shower area. It's really cute. You can use it on the beach. You can use it up by your camping area. You put a little puddle down there, and then you turn it on, and you put some of this fencing around the sides, and then I put this one over here to make it look like it's the doors open, and you can come in and take your little shower. So I just thought that was really cute. It doesn't take up that much space, and it's a nice little space filler, and it looks adorable. Here's another little spin on the little honey booth here, where you can just have like a little stall with some, I put the marmalade back there to act as honey. We've got some drinks and a blender and just a little cooler box. Of course we had to have a apiary here. And yeah, this is just a cute little area you could always put in if you wanted to make like a very small little honey booth. If you're looking for a little corner filler of your island, I think this is a nice little thing to do, where you just put in a little park clock, a parasol, a little bunny, a couple of trees, and you're good to go. Throw in your flowers and any kind of designs you want on the ground. This fills up a nice space, you know, anywhere from 8 to 10 wide, or even smaller than that. If you wanted to take these two trees out, you could just do these items over here, and that would be really cute too for a smaller area. So just to keep in mind, throwing these things together looks really cute. All right, just a last but not least small little bakery area here. Some of the little grapes, a little seating area. You really don't need a whole lot, and it looks really cute. So anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed all these small little ideas for your islands. If you wouldn't mind giving me a like and maybe a subscribe if you haven't subscribed to my channel. I also, if you have any other ideas or things you would like to hear, let me know. I plan on doing some more videos like this to give you ideas. Maybe next time we'll do one for large builds, because that's also hard. So anyways, yeah, but thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you on the next one. All right, y'all. Bye.